How many of you feel that you're here to serve? Just an innate sort of feeling like, well, I could be here to serve something. I may not know exactly what, but there's a sense of service going on, a sense of sharing, a sense of community, or a sense of participating in some way. Who experiences that as challenging sometimes, or difficult, or hard? The act of service, the desire to want to be of service, the desire to want to love, even just the desire to love, the desire to love. Can that be hard? Can you feel sometimes that that's challenging, that that's difficult on your system, that that's a burden in a sense? Carrying the burden of service or carrying the burden of participation in one way or the other. The ultimate healing of that is to see that there is no separation between the giver and the receiver. So I am sharing something with the rest of myself, but it's not really that I am sharing something with the rest of myself over there. That's just the illusion. Sharing is happening, service is happening. Every moment is service. Negativity is service too. It provides us with the necessary catalyst to put to practice the things we know without a negative presence here and there, whether in ourselves or as other people or as outside circumstances. Without that negativity there could not be the catalyst, there could not be the opportunity for us to really stretch those imaginary boundaries or allow them to disappear for a moment between giver and receiver, or me and the rest of myself. When the distinction between me and the rest of myself, not necessarily the distinction, because obviously the wall is different than my body. So the distinction may be there. The sense of multiplicity may even be there. Even the sense of multitude, individuality may be there. But underlying that, is there a sense of separation between all those distinctions? Or is there a sense of an innate knowing of non-separation between me and the rest of myself? When you're sharing, not when you are sharing something, but when you are sharing the noun sharing, not the verb sharing, when you are sharing, when you are service, not serving, but service, when you are surrender, not surrendering, but you're surrender, that's when the difficulty, in a sense, falls away. The difficulty only appears the moment an idea comes in of giver and receiver, of sharer and receiver. Sharing, or service, or surrender, is the enjoyable state. It is a state that is very close in its reflection to the one. It is compassion and wisdom in one. It is unity. Unity is surrender. Unity is service. Unity is being, not being this or that, but being itself, without further conceptualizations, just the being of this moment, just to revel in the presence of this experience, without separating it out as an experiencer of that experience and of other experiencers, but simply the field of awareness, the field of existence, the field of surrender, the field of life. The easiest way to access this for many people is to simply relax completely, to dissolve. For a few seconds, just dissolve any strategies, any resistance, any ideas, any beliefs you may have held on to 2 seconds ago. Relaxation sort of is a dropping into, it's a merging into, it's a 2 to 5 seconds. And so we intuit the immaculateness of the tablecloth of our being. We intuit or experience or see, even in a sense. We perceive, we know the unity state, the inseparable state, which is the natural state, which is the only state. It is existence itself. It's the manifestation of the one beyond manifestation. This field is the manifest reflection of the one beyond this source. Source itself never even becomes the unified state. Even the unity state out of which everything springs is, in a sense, secondary to the one. It's sourced from the one. The one never becomes the unified state. It is beyond unity and non-unity because it is beyond existing in the way that we perceive existence. In our terms, it doesn't exist. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It simply means that in our way of understanding, the one beyond everything, the inexperienceable, doesn't exist because it's not experienceable. It's non-experienceable. The moment something is experienceable, it is part of the table. It is part of creation. It is part of existence. It is part of being, which is inescapable. Being is inescapable. It is the only illusion there is, and out of that comes every other illusion. That doesn't mean it doesn't have a reality, but we could call it illusion because eventually, in our terms of understanding time, in billions upon billions upon billions of years, all of that too disappears, in a sense. Just imagine that. Imagine existence itself disappearing for 2 to 5 seconds. Nothing left. Everything disappears. Even the unity state, even surrender, even love, even presence, even existence. Anything that exists, anything that is present, anything that is known, anything experienced ever disappears completely. And what remains? What remains beyond experiencing? Beyond the experiencer, beyond consciousness, beyond existence? Again, that cannot be experienced. So don't look for a new experience. Simply allow the openness itself to transform your experience of life by simply allowing for the intuition of the one beyond existence, beyond experience. Contemplate it in that state of just open receptivity to its possibility. What would be beyond existence? What would be beyond all experience? Just drop that question and stay in that gap for a few seconds, contemplating what could possibly be beyond even the presence of experiences, even the presence of consciousness. What would be there without existence, without the universe, without isness, beyond all possible recognition? This contemplation has the power of a, shall we say, vortex or black hole. It sucks attention completely away from everything that you tend to define and describe.